has random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah. There guys, Travis does streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah. There guys, Travis does streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah. There guys, Travis does streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah. There guys, Travis does streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah. There guys, Travis does streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah. There guys, Travis does streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah. There guys, Travis does streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah. There guys, Travis does streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah. There guys, Travis does streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah.
Ndio. Matanianga ya makofi. Kama na filter. The most stream healthy ko chini. But nikiweka hii at speed iko sawa. Wewe.
Hall of Fame ranks when the biggest up he had at this
Tulie. Kwani kutulia tu ni shida.
time was Prime King Von.
Fresh out of Chicago.
Bro,
The same nigga that was getting videos
Von,
like this.
One of Satan's greatest
it's so
soldiers.
King Von.
If you are willing
That's
to
what I
rage bait a nigga like that and succeed, you are a top ballot Hall of Famer in my eyes. I'm so sorry. I went through damn near this whole video and I didn't even talk about anime. Rage baiting in anime is hilarious because they always take it way too far. Anime be dragging rage bait towards life or death scenarios, and they treat it like it's completely normal. I cannot begin to name the amount of anime villains that will rage bait the protagonist into a new realm of power. Mob Psycho's entire concept is literally, don't let that nigga get rage baited. Perfect Cell and Tagoro were out here rage baiting the protagonist by killing their homeboys.
Show my Twitch screen. My Twitch screen inawaka. Why? I have no idea. What is up, chat? What is up, chat? What is up, chat? In sound testing hapa. Para tuko sound testing. Sound testing. Sound testing. And pop up chat kidogo hapa. Boom. Copy, paste. Where's the paste part? Up. I go YouTube. I hope I'm in my YouTube profile. Nah. Where is the custom? This one. Applied. Yay. Aye. Boom. Ha 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 ha. Yes, sir, ski. Zima hii haisaidii mtu sahi. Bafana walibafana wa mpaka mtaani. Wanapata tu red card tu hadi ajali.
Wanaenda home.
Hapana, si ndio game yao ya kwanza. Ni jana bao 2, red card 3. Ya kutrola watu. Nice. Inadu excellently. Inadu excellently. What am I looking for now? Inadu excellently. Haya.
Nakumbuka ile post yangu ya kujiintroduce. Wangu ame reply kaniambia dale mwenyewe.
Okay, niweke hii hapa. Alafu niweke mirror pilot. Niweke hii hapa. Wewe panda bwana. Oh, mwenye wao nikienda panya. This is my react list for today. Na screen yangu ni nini imekuwa kubwa. Ni shrink kidogo. Nimejaa tu kwa screen mzima. Nimejaa screen mzima. Hapo. Way better. Weird. Hivyo. Hapo. Nice. Ilikuanga hii the order head hiyo hiyo konta hapana zile sahi na hii ya kuchoma shule hivyo. Alafu if I get bored investigating hivyo. That is my lineup for today. That is indeed my lineup for today. Indeed. Up. Iko sawa? Hapo iko sawa? Hapo iko sawa. Bwana wacha kucheka on distract.
Umeona hii video?
Yaani?
Yeah, if your baby character will be hapo kwa Judas, ameweka anaitangwa juu jamaa. Huyu mwenye ameact Fast and Furious. Nini Hobson Show. Jumanji. Akawa mbebe ile bag.
Bag gani?
Huyu. Wakati atakuonyesha chiki.
Mtumie.
Iko kwa page ya kanisa yenu.
Oh, asha post hiyo stuff. Sasa. Jumanji. But before niingie huko acha niangalie Twitter wanasema aje leo. Why am I recording all this time? What?
Yeah, but my video came out horrible. I'm like,
What you mean? You know the in-person applications tomorrow.
oh,
They gathering right now.
where?
A whole bunch of streamers. Look on my page. I just want to say what's up, bro.
Yo, Kai.
Okay?
Yo, bro, I appreciate
your
you.
name?
Kai.
LP
What's your Twitch? We Twitch on YouTube?
on YouTube.
What's your YouTube?
LP Walks. I'm from New York City at nighttime. What's up, y'all? LP.
Bro, it's just
Yeah,
randomly streaming and
but
guys, and
what's
let
up,
it
dude?
wild.
Nah, I stream it. Like right now? What's up, bro? My fault. LP.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is fire.
So, since I do like 2 to like 4, I get people from the other part of the world. So I get Africa, Southeast Asia, Germany.
What's been your favorite city?
Nah, I'm from here, so I show New York City.
How long you been doing it for?
Like 2 years now? But I just started streaming last year. Actually the 14th gonna make, I think, 1 whole year.
Do you generally enjoy doing it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Genuinely?
Like people
It's
like,
good for people that haven't been here.
yeah.
Yeah.
And while there's 1,000 people doing it during the daytime, I'm the only person that do it at night.
Wait. So would you do this in more cities?
Yeah.
Like, what's
That's the
What's
goal. No, that's the goal.
Country.
Around the
You
world.
gotta do Tokyo.
I want to do Southeast Asia.
Gotta do
But
Tokyo,
Ray from where? Taiwan?
From Taiwan, yeah.
Yo, I want to do Taipei.
Taipei.
Yeah, in
I've
Taiwan?
heard That's the city?
Yeah.
Of Taiwan?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've
fire.
been there. I've been there for his graduation. But
Yeah.
I seen you like 2 blocks away. I was like, I just hopped out my car and said, what's up?
Yeah, bro, I appreciate you.
Be safe, my boy.
Yeah.
Bro.
You mad funny. You mad funny. I always see videos of you. Alright, y'all.
Bro, it's just
Oh,
randomly running around.
shit. That was...
That's crazy. I need that commotion. And that commotion. Kagurabachi anime scheduled for April 2027. The GOAT. Sawa. The GOAT. The newest addition of the new Gen 3. Hii sasa itakuwa na era yake kivyake. This is a whole other era. Another one. Chihiro Ruko Hero. Sasa kama hujaanza kusoma Kagurabachi, anza kusoma Kagurabachi. That is gonna alga unataka about it. Hiyo ndo nakwambia tu. Go read Kagurabachi. It's funny that you are not built for this. How do you do that? That is something that I still do. You Toshi! Not know you were there. about to be done dirty. Yo! That just ended. Damn, son. Damn, son. What the hell? What the hell? What just happened? Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm still up. I stopped. Damn, son. Damn. This show keeps getting louder and 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 louder. Big up, Daniel. What name is that? I don't even know what name is that. So I stopped. Chill, sound. Chill. But the community. This is not me. It is the community. The what? The community. The One Piece community drama is crazy. I don't know what kind of drama. I'm not sure what kind of drama the One Piece community is involved in. I'm not sure. I wanna see today what kind of drama that the people in One Piece community is in. I'm pretty sure Naruto fans are involved in this drama. I'm not sure what kind of drama it is. I wanna see though.
I fear as though we don't deserve good media.
Now you can play.
I think that we as a collective, just together collectively, big generalization, don't deserve good, insightful media. And I'm not just saying this because of what I'm talking about today. I'm saying this because I'm noticing a trend of whenever there is not a big fight scene or great animation, or whenever it gets a downpour, people don't like things that don't keep them always entertained. Oh, I'm not going to watch it and it's not going to keep me entertained. It's the fact that people don't enjoy good dialogue, or even the fact of good story writing and good storytelling, because they would rather see somebody get punched in the face or just see a Fast and Furious movie. People love slop. And I respect that. I really do. I respect the level of slop. But right now, today, I want to talk about One Piece. Right now, in the story of One Piece, I'm not going to give any big spoilers. It's a flashback for the skeleton. The flashback form going on right now. I'm not going to talk about what's going on in the flashback, but I'm going to talk about how people are reacting to the flashback. Because in the story right now with the manga, we had a big reveal and a fight was going to happen that everybody wanted to see. And then immediately a flashback came out of nowhere. That's what happened. So a lot of people are very upset by it. So we have reactions such as, I used to love One Piece and now read the new chapters every week. Now Oda repeats the same formula of the pirates arriving at an island, then all of them getting lost, flashback, and then beating up the bad guy and moving on. How's Oda getting away with this and making millions? Now this is a horrible complaint, because I think that this is pretty much every formula. Very villain.
Hold on. How is this even a complaint? This is how you know the person that is watching the show is not really watching the show. I don't know. Ayana ngoja 5 moments na fight. Sasa number 1. Number 2, maybe they have seen the show. Maybe. There's a big maybe. But most likely they are not a part of the real fandom bana. Uni YouTube, Twitter, keyboard warrior anataka clicks and whatever. That is the most because the same formula. Is he even watching the same show that I'm watching? I don't get it.
Of the week, every show could be levied to this same complaint. That's what it is. We even have up here that One Piece fans aren't even defending the breaks anymore. They just look at you like this. Now, if you don't know what the One Piece manga, it goes on breaks pretty much, I'd say every 3-ish weeks, because Oda needs a break from working because mangaka industry is horrifying. The same mindset that makes the Jujutsu Kaisen animators at Mappa make crazy stuff and then not be able to leave home because they're making such amazing animation is the mindset that Oda doesn't need breaks. Very strange mindset to have there. And then we have One Piece has officially gone boring. No one, and I mean no OP fan, really cares about this flashback. I care about the flashback. It's really good. And then we have this. One Piece fans' attention spans are down the drain. They couldn't sustain break weeks and non-hype chapters. Now, both of those things together are wrecking their brains. We have this a lot, and I do understand. I wanna say this just immediately off the bat. I get it, right? I understand you want to see Luffy punch somebody. One Piece fans are having just the wildest meltdown, however, about the Brook flashback. There's no giant explosions. There's no sky-splitting hockey clashes. There's no new transformation. Oh my god, well, I want to see the new thing. No characters standing with their arms crossed and there's wind dramatically blowing behind them. No, where's the aura? I understand the frustration. We just got some of the biggest reveals in the entire story. Massive, and I do mean massive lore drops, insane confrontations, world-shaking information, and
these are the same type of people the people that are complaining like this are the same type of people that will keep on saying and try to convince people that Skypiea was a bad arc. Them people do not care about the law of the story. They just want hype fights. When was hiyo mbogi ende on solo leveling, I am not hearing anybody out about the non-hype, no aura, blah blah blah. No.
Oda is looking at us and saying, anyways, here's the backstory of this calcium-dependent haunted house decoration. I get it, right? You don't like afros, you don't like black people. I like hype. I like aura, guys.
Yes.
I like giant attacks.
Yes.
I have the brain of an ant.
Yes.
My brain lights up when someone punches so hard. Someone gets punched so hard that the entire island shakes. He's an island splitter. I think
Sky Splitter.
That the problem with a lot of One Piece fans is not wanting hype. King of Lightning, watching you. The problem is that thinking hype is the only thing that matters with the whole story. Some fans have convinced themselves that One Piece is primarily an action series. That is not true. I don't know where people get this interpretation from. I think it is a battle shonen, for sure, but it's not an action series.
Yes.
Oda has spent over 20 years doing the exact opposite of an action series. The fights are there to move characters forward or reveal motivations or settle emotional conflicts. They advance the narratives. That's what it is. Luffy punching Charlos is legendary not because... And the actual punch is really simple. The context behind what the punch is what people enjoy. This is the greatest punch in history, but you have to see... If you just show somebody the punch of him punching Charlos, they're going to say, I don't know what this means. You remove the story from that punch, it is a regular punch. The emotion behind the punch creates the hype. Without the emotion behind it, the punch is worthless. One of my favorite fights in One Piece, it's really cool. Favorite fights is Luffy versus Lucci. My favorite.
Yes, the Roberto Picciano Asiano Luciano. The reason why people love Roberto versus Luffy is because of the stakes of this fight. the defeating of Lucci means the freedom of Robin. Why don't One Piece fan get this? It's not even that hard. It's not even that hard of a concept to understand, to start just to attempt at grasping. That's why the Roberto versus Luffy is the most hype among hype of fights in the whole of One Piece. That's why they had to run it back for round 2. How many times has Luffy fought anybody in the same in different arcs? None. He went round 3 with 3 rounds with crocodile. He went 3 rounds with Kaido, but in the same arc. Roberto is the only person that got a rerun in a different arc after going for a time skip and a power up and then coming back. It's not even that hard to grasp as a concept.
Favorite fight in the series. It is not because of the choreography. It is not because of the transformations or any of that stuff. It's not because of that. My favorite fight is that fight for one reason and one reason alone. If Luffy loses this fight, it's the biggest fight he probably ever had. Every other fight is pretty big. You know, him fighting Crocodile, or hell, him fighting Buggy were pretty big. But this fight specifically has so much implications for what it means for Luffy to be somebody that goes against the confines of the world government, because he's directly opposing the world at that point. Him fighting Lucci is him opposing and fighting with at the current moment what the world's government strongest has to offer. And that's important. That's so important. That's why that fight matters to me. That's why it's my favorite fight in the series. I love it that much. What keeps the One Piece community alive between chapters is not power scaling. If an admiral is stronger than a Yonko, is stronger than Mihawk, who's a warlord, who is stronger than the Kid, useless Captain Mid, who's stronger than Law, and how strong is Edward Weevil? No one cares about that. It has never been what's keeping the community alive. Maybe Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball Z keeps that alive. Hell, I'll even give you Naruto, right? What keeps the specific One Piece community alive, what makes this community so amazing, are the questions.
Hold up.
Who is Emu? What happened during the Void Century? What is the Will of D? What exactly are Devil Fruits? Why did Joy Boy fail? What was his promise? What was Rox truly trying to accomplish? What secret does Shanks truly know? What is the significance of the giant straw hat?
The significance of the giant straw hat. Why is that important?
Why did Roger laugh? Why did Toki travel to time? All these questions, these mysteries generate questions that we still haven't gotten an answer for. Entire channels exist because Oda refuses to answer a question for decades. A whole decade. And we have so many people theory crafting, and that's what keeps us alive. The conversations. Oda can spend chapters on a flashback and still have the community talking non-stop. I thought the flashback we got recently before this flashback was going to be boring, but we got another flashback within a flashback. The story itself is the attraction. You know what's crazy? This is really cool. I don't really like any of the punch fights in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I like the dialogue and explanation of abilities and how they think within the fight. Same way I feel about Hunter x Hunter. It's that level of a battle system that does that. One Piece doesn't have a battle system that I care about at all. Ever since hockey was introduced, I don't care about the battle system at all. It's just, okay, so this type of hockey, you put your whole weight into this kind of hockey, and this kind of hockey is an advanced form of this kind of hockey, but it's different than this kind of hockey. Hockey has taken over, and it doesn't get a deeper explanation because I don't think Oda really thought it through how deep he wanted hockey to go. So it's a very bare bones battle system. I don't really think about it that much. I don't. But the story, the theories, that's the attraction. The speculation is the attraction. People build careers discussing possibilities. We have people like O'Hara, JD Legend, hell, Murphy Napier, Civ, Brago D Ace. These amazing people. Tekking 101. a Grand Line Review. If I missed anybody, I apologize. Those people, they craft amazing stories based on the theory crafting. There's entire communities gathered to analyze a single panel. Sometimes a silhouette Panda Man spottings. Suddenly there are 50 videos explaining how that silhouette is secretly connected to Joy Boy, the Ancient Kingdom, Blackbeard, the 3 random rocks in Skypiea actually.
I mean, I kind of get the gist of the video. I don't really need to complete it. Basically, what it's saying is, stop complaining about peak. If you want fights, go watch Solo Leveling. That's just the gist of it. Sijui watu wana complaining is yote nini. Sijui One Piece this, One Piece that, One Piece this, One Piece that, One Piece this. One Piece is not about aura and yes, that is what I wanted to type out. Basically, what bro is saying here is, I wrote it badly. It's not about aura. Boom. Yes. No. Halle. Wait. It's not about aura. It's not about. Yeah, it's fine. It is not about aura. Yes, perfect. Damn. And young. Yes. Chat, like Uncle was saying, One Piece is not about aura, it's not about fights, it's not about haki, it's not about anything that y'all people want it to be. It's not even about power scaling. It's not even about power scaling. It's about the story of liberation and freedom. And the things that come against that and try to offend it, not defend it, not offend it, to come against that. So what when you wanna complain about Brooks flashback at it came out of nowhere and they want to see the hype fight, you will get a whole 10 chapters like they did to Kaido of the lowkey and Emu and Luffy fight. You only guaranteed. That is guaranteed. But why are people complaining about the Brook flashback? I don't get it. Also complainers wengi wako Twitter au yeye ana comment bait tu na ana complain bait. Sasa kwa sababu anataka watu waende waengage na vitu zao. Chat, I'm not ati half of the people that are complaining are not even really One Piece fans. Yeye anataka tu yake ikae better kuliko wengine. If you want something that is more focused on fights, Solo Leveling is right there. Dragon Ball Z is right there. You can go and watch that. Even me, I like fights. Sasa, when you jamaa amesema, my brain tingles when I see some flashy colors and cool moves. It oozes something in my brain. Starts lighting up. But that is not the most important part when it comes to the peakness of One Piece. Where is the disconnect? I don't get where the disconnect is. These are the same people that complain that Skype is not peak, and you should skip it. Look at you now. I'm laughing in your face. Damn though. That's crazy. That was a good beat. That was a good beat. That was definitely a good beat. I'm not even gonna lie.
He wanted hockey to go.
Damn. Next video. That's not even a complaint. I won't even lie. Oh, there was something small nilikuwa nimeona hapa highlight tu, acha nirudi hapo. Profile. Ada, wewe, kuja hapa. There is drama. Chat, there is drama. So apparently, tunajua shiko. Where is it? This one. Tunajua shiko. This one. This the lady. The lady. Tunajua shiko. Chat, tunajua shiko. The lady that sells shoes. She sells anything and everything that you want, apart as long as it comes from China. Some way somehow atakuanga na kitu yenye nauza. So juzi ama ni jana, I don't remember, news inaweza kuwa off by a few days, but apparently alikuja akatoka vitu zake zote za duka, na anti-corruption authority, ACA, anti-counterfeit. Mbona huyu jamaa hapa chini America, anti-counterfeit authority denies raid on Shiko store. So apparently kuna watu walitumwa na serikali, walikuja kwa duka yake wakachukua vitu zake zote, anauzanga mafosa na mayai zote zenye ni reps. Everybody knows they are reps. Ukinunua kiatu from range of 2k to 5k, hizo ni reps zote. Wasn't convinced otherwise. So the STA, watu wakisema wametoka kwa serikali wakuja kwa shop yake wakachukua vitu zake na wakaenda nazo, akatutengenezea video. Leo ACA apparently wanasema si hao walikujia hizo vitu. So hizo vitu ni nani alikujia? Most likely ziko kwa duka ya mtu. For some reason, one on the street is apparently alikuwa anahama duka. Ndio maana alienda place nyingine. Like alikuwa anahama duka, akachukua hiyo opportunity ku cloud chase. That I cannot rectify, but for a fact duka yake, a video before alikuwa na mavitu zimejaa, the next day iko empty. At the end of the day kuna mtu alichukua hizo vitu. Kama ni mtu alichukua hizo vitu ziko wapi? Na nani huyu alichukua? And swali lingine ni kama the real authorities, if what she's doing is selling illegal goods, which means she's doing an illegal activity, therefore she should be arrested and arraigned in court for doing illegal activities. Wao kuja tu ni kama muuzaji wa bangi akuja anyang'anywa bangi yake alafu waache muuzaji wa bangi hapa. You know that is a bad example, but it's technically more or less the same thing, because you're selling illegal things, therefore you should be taken and be condemned. I don't know. Something is not right. There is information that is missing. Very interesting. I won't even lie. Very interesting. Chad, this is definitely confusing. This is definitely confusing me because look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Apparently, anti-counterfeit authority confirms it has raided Shiko, his style shop in Nairobi CBD, then seizes the item to be destroyed. Who is lying? Who is telling the truth? Number one. Number two, people are claiming that mtu anaweza poteza 15 million alafu akosa kulia. Si mtu anaweza kushukua na stress za jaba. Number two. Number three, alipatiwa inaitwaje hiyo? Alipatiwa venye nilikuwa nasema kama ni vitu illegal wanafanya mbona akubebwa? CCTV. Cloud chasing. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. That is kitu hapo. But I know. Which is fine. Tunaomokianga vitu za upuuzi. Kitu upuuzi yote unaomoka. 50 G's. That's wild. That is definitely wild. That is definitely wild. You got 50 G's just because ulikata kuingia country wenyewe. Meh. Enough of Twitter today. Enough of Twitter. I don't know which one I'm more interested in. The SK Macharia vid by Ongori reports or definitely more curious about this one. Definitely more curious about the SK Macharia. Definitely more curious about the SK Macharia vid. SK Macharia tunamjua. SK Macharia, the guy that owns Citizen. The guy that owns Citizen TV and all other conglomerates under it. These are videos from 3 days ago. Another Ongori report. By the way, jamaa anawangana sauti ingine inafaa iende kwa radio. That is all I'm gonna say about it. No glaze pause. But sauti inafaa radio. Tafadhali msikilizaji. Anyway, let me stop trolling. The video is called How SK Macharia Built the Kenya's Biggest Empire by Ongori Reports. I know this is gonna be a banger, so I'm gonna pre-like it. I play.
If you're shown this photo and told to mention who among these guys is a billionaire, you'd probably pick option 1 or option 3, right? But in reality, the billionaire is standing in the middle with a red tie. And he employed both of these guys, Jeff Koinange option 1 and Willis Raburu option 3. He may appear small, but his pockets are not. He's a billionaire. This man owns the biggest TV and radio station in Kenya right now, Citizen Television and Radio Citizen. On top of that, he owns several popular vernacular stations like Inoro, Ramogi, Mulembe, Chamgei, and even ASI FM. I know because I listen to it. His name is Samuel Kamo Macharia, or simply SK Macharia, the founder of Real Media Services, the company that owns all the stations I've just mentioned and many others. Together, these stations reach millions of Kenyans every single day, with Citizen Television leading them all as the most watched TV station in the country, commanding a 56% audience share. That is a lot. Now, despite Citizen TV and all these stations making millions and employing big names and celebrities like Jeff Koinange, Lulu Hassan, Rashid Abdallah, Swalem Doi, Yvonne Okwara, Jeff Kuria, and many others, SK Macharia himself lives a surprisingly private life. He does not brag. He rarely trends online. He does not fight with strangers on X. He does not go live on TikTok to explain
speaking, unless usikie jina yake imetajwa somewhere ama umetulia tu mahali usikie tu sisi imetajwa management, utaifikiriaje huyu jamaa? Kona kihara saidi ya kihara, wacha niache mambo mingi.
In his wealth, he rarely gives interviews or appears in public, and when he does, it's usually when it's important or unavoidable, such as at funerals. Many people I believe, do not really know his story or where he came from. So, who is SK Macharia? And how did he build the biggest media network in Kenya? Let's talk about it. And remember to subscribe and leave a comment if you enjoy this kind of content.
Yes.
In March 2025, SK Macharia claimed that they had complete data showing that Raila Odinga was the one who won the election in 2007.
2007, Kibaki won, and we had data, complete data, that it's Raila who had won the election. I know some people will run away here, but let them run away, because we agreed with the Getahi. I'm speaking to the soul of Getahi. Here is only the body. And we had agreed whoever dies first will reveal this information for the country. So that's why I'm doing it.
Now, this is probably one of the most controversial things SK Macharia has ever said. But he's not usually like this. He does not like controversy. In fact, he's a very private person. He rarely chases unnecessary attention. He's not on Instagram or TikTok. Does he even have a social media account? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Anyway, he's not the kind of rich person or billionaire who needs everyone to know that he's rich. Shockingly, he never even celebrated his own birthday. The first time he did so was when he turned 70 years old. Just imagine.
I have never celebrated a birthday in my lifetime. This is the first one and the 70 years one.
Some people think or assume that he has always been a billionaire, but his early life was very different. He was actually born into poverty. Now, according to multiple reports, SK Macharia was born in a place called Ndakaini, deep, and I mean deep, in Murang'a County. That was in 1942. That means today is around 84 years old.
You know, I'm 82 years. If I get kidnapped or hijacked, 84.
Now, during that time, in the 1940s, most African families lived in poverty, while land, wealth, and opportunities were controlled by colonial settlers. And SK Macharia's family was part of those Africans. The family was a very poor family. According to several biographies about him, his parents worked as squatters on settler-owned farms in Sabatia. The land they lived on did not belong to them. They had to follow the rules set by the settlers, and that means they had very little freedom. The family was not so big. SK Macharia was born among 3 sisters and was the second born in the family. But then something tragic happened, the passing of his own mother. Now, when SK Macharia was just 5 years old, his mother died. It was tough, not just for SK, but also for his father. Just imagine, you have 4 kids, you have no land, no money, and your wife has just died. It was bad. Now, the family eventually moved to Tanganyika in what is now Tanzania in search of a better life. But things were not any better. But at least the young SK Macharia found something else in Tanzania. These people, the Maasai. Now, if you know anything about Maasai culture, you know that they take herding very seriously. That is what SK Macharia ended up doing, herding cattle with Maasai boys, walking long distances looking for pasture. And things kept getting worse. In 1952, the British colonial government declared a state of emergency across Kenya. The most affected were the Kikuyus. They were arrested, beaten, and forced to relocate. According to accounts later shared about Macharia's life, one day while he was away herding cattle, colonial soldiers raided the area where his family lived. The place was Ngaramtoni, an area near Arusha. When he came back, the family hut had been destroyed.
When he came back home to Arusha,
Kama umenotice hapo hivyo, the colonizer has a black.
He found a smoldering heap of rubble where his family house once stood.
With nowhere else to go, he returned back to the bush and continued moving with his Maasai friends as they herded livestock across long distances. For nearly 2 years, that became his life. Then one day, without planning it, they arrived in Thika. It was there that Macharia realized that he was finally close to home, so he decided to find his way back to Ndakaine. Remember, that was the village where Macharia was born. But that period
walked from Tanzania to Thika, because I'm assuming he's herding cattle. Because I'm assuming he's herding cattle and move na morans when you herd cattle pamoja. So move nayo wanatembea hivi, wanakuja somehow akaland Thika. Ukiland Thika huko Murang'a. It's just easy. It's just easy like that.
It was very tough. He spent months surviving almost like a chokora or street boy, searching for leftover food in marketplaces and sleeping on the floor of a local restaurant at night.
For months, he lived as a chokora. Hey! One day, a man he faintly remembered came to eat at the restaurant. As they talked, Macharia realized that this man was a friend of the family of another man called Ephraim Mutaki, a businessman. Mr. Mutaki in turn took Macharia back home, where he was. United with his family, we thank God.
Eventually, SK Macharia resumed school. According to this document published by the University of Nairobi, in 1954, SK Macharia went to school and was enrolled in Standard 1 at Ndakaine Primary School. Wait, if you remember, he was born around 1942. So that means he began school at around 11 or 12 years. Well, it might look late, but at that time, it was not a big deal. According to SK Macharia, his own sister was sold like a goat or mbuzi. Or let's say she was married off so that SK Macharia could go to school.
My sister, who is older than me, was sold like a goat for me, for the buyer to be able to pay for my primary school in Igeturo, in Igatanga.
After primary school, he was thereafter admitted to Gituru Intermediate School, where he sat the Kenya African Preliminary Examination, or the KAPE, in 1958. KAPE later became the famous KCP that many millennials and Gen Zs went through, which has now changed to the Kenya Primary School Education Assessment under the new CBC system. SK was later offered a job as an untrained teacher at Makomboki Primary School in Murang'a, where he taught for a year. His salary was a whopping 8 shillings a month. Yes, 8 bob. Sounds like nothing today, but in those days, it was something. Anyway, he was selected to...
Bro was making 8 shillings in 1954. A rich man, millennial akisikia hivi anadhani beta kona huyu jamaa kona dona na pia mimi nafakua as a Gen Z ni kwenda make 8 bob a week, a month.
To join Kahohia Teachers Training College for a 2-year training course, which would qualify him to become a P3 teacher.
I went in 1958 and 1959 to Kahuhia Teacher Training College for P3 teaching. And I qualified actually to teach class 1.
At that point, nothing in his life showed that he would one day become a billionaire. I doubt even he believed it was possible. So how did SK Macharia become the billionaire we know today? In the 1960s, there was a famous education program called the Kennedy Airlift, a program that helped East African students travel abroad for studies. Many future African leaders and businessmen passed through that route, such as Professor Wangari Maathai, Professor George Saitoti, and even Barack Obama Sr., the father of the 44th US President, Barack Obama. And there are many other Kenyans. Somehow, SK Macharia also managed to secure an opportunity to study in the United States. The problem, however, was money. Remember, he came from a poor family. The family could not raise 4,000 Kenyan shillings required for that air ticket. If you adjust to today's money value or currency, it would be about 1,000,000 shillings. That is a lot of money. His father really tried. He sold everything and only got 1,200 Kenyan shillings. That today is about 300 Kenya shillings. Still a lot. Unlike today, where people can at least fundraise online or borrow from TikTok or mobile apps, back then, international travel was almost impossible for poor African families. According to SK Macharia, he ended up traveling to America through an extremely long and difficult journey. He took a bus from Kenya all the way to Benghazi in Libya.
The perilous 45-day trip across the Sahara was an experience Dr. Macharia will never forget. Even me, I wouldn't forget that one. They ate and slept in the bus, never moving out except to answer the calls of nature. They finally arrived at Benghazi, a coastal port on the northern tip of Libya.
From Benghazi, the rest of the journey was relatively easier, if we can say so.
Thereafter, it took me 140 days to get to Seattle.
Unfortunately, when he arrived in Seattle, USA, no one came to meet him. He was forced to spend a week at a bus station, asking strangers for food while trying to find the foster family that he was supposed to stay with. But he didn't know that the couple had divorced. A church minister later heard about his situation and helped him, and was taken in by another family who hosted him. While
the peak of racism is stuck in American country. Seattle, I'm trying to say southeast.
Study in the US. Anyway, when he arrived in America, he joined Seattle Technical College to complete his high school education. After that, he went to Seattle Pacific University, where he earned a Bachelor's of Arts in Political Science. He later studied at the University of Washington and graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Accounting. He also became a Certified Public Accountant, CPA, and earned 2 master's degrees in accounting and finance. During all these studies, he worked tough night jobs, doing manual work like sweeping to pay his tuition fees.
I used to work, by the way, I worked in a Boeing for sweeping at night for 7 years.
He came back to Kenya in 1969 and got a job in the Ministry of Local Government as a provincial local government finance officer. He later worked with ICDC and also the Kenya Industrial Estates, among other roles within the government. He was doing well in his job, but in 1976, Macharia decided to try something else. That was business. That business was selling tissue paper. In fact, SK Macharia was the first Kenyan to sell tissue paper. I wonder what Kenyans were using before. You mean no one was selling tissues? Well, there was tissue, but it was a preserve of wealthy individuals and 5-star hotels who could bear the cost of importing it. In short, tissue was very expensive. So a majority of Kenyans, if you ask, were using newspapers or gazette. And if you're living in the village, do you remember this plant?
Yes,
Anyway, SK Macharia began one of the most important companies in Kenya, a tissue production company. The company was called Madhu Paper International Kenya Limited, and the tissue was called Rosie. Now, starting a company did not mean that SK Macharia was already wealthy. He began the business using a loan he got from the National Bank of Kenya.
Of course, I didn't have any money. We were being paid 1,000 shillings by the civil servants that time. So I went to National Bank of Kenya, and the Dogoli was there. I told him I want 6 million shillings to start making toilets in Kenya. And he gave me the money. That's how Madhu Paper was started.
Madhu Paper was a success. The company even became bigger. And SK Macharia employed more people. By 1985, Madhu Paper had over 300 employees, and Rosie Tissue became one of the most recognized brands in Kenya. For the first time in his life, SK Macharia was becoming seriously wealthy. But here's the thing about Kenya in the 1980s.
Lakini kwa kitambo kulikuwa kuna kaaje bana. You're making 1K. I mean, for that time is a lot of money, but still 1K. Sasa. But unaweza you walk into a bank unapatiwa a loan of 6 million. Are we serious right now? Are we serious? What? Nipeleke 1960 niko sure ninge make it. Hata saenda make it, lakini ninge sure ninge make it by the time nagonga 22. 100%. I know for a fact. All I have to do is shave my dreads. That is all I need to do. I promise you. If I can make 1,000 a day right now, and walk into a bank and ask for 6 million and napewe, that is living life. That is easy mode. I'm wasn't convinced.
Business and politics were deeply connected. If powerful people within the government disliked you, your business life could become very difficult. Eventually, Madhu Paper collapsed under financial pressure and receivership, something SK Macharia.
You are not this man. The constitutional powers that you are basing yourself on, you are not this man.
Would later blame partly on political frustrations during the Moi era. But SK was not done with making money. After tissues, he began Royal Card Limited, a credit card and financial services business. In fact, this is where popular radio host Maina Kageni got his very first job in 1993, right after high school. Kageni was getting a salary of, guess, 42,000 Kenyan shillings. Remember, this was 1993. That is still a lot of money today.
What was your first job?
I used to deal with the receipts in a credit card company called Roy.
This man has never seen poverty in his life. I promise you. Yeah, immediately after high school, you go to making 42K. That is like me getting out of high school and I started making roughly 700,000. 700,000 mimi nadhani naweza shikika kweli. Out of high school, 42K in 1993. I'm telling you, all I need to shave my dreads and go back to 1993. Da make it. Mimi wasn't convinced. Pali kwenye shamba ilionga 200.
Belong to SK Macharia, my uncle.
How much? SK Macharia is your uncle?
Yes.
How much did you earn at the time?
I think I was on 42 G's or something. But I had a company car.
Yeah.
A little Daihatsu Dudu.
Which year was this?
I just gotten out of high school. I think it was 93.
Anyway, Royal Card Limited also collapsed, but SK Macharia still decided to start another business. And this time, the business would make SK even more powerful, and that was Royal Media Services. He got into the media industry. But at that time, Kenya's media industry was controlled by the government. KBC dominated broadcasting, and private television or radio licenses were difficult to obtain. According to SK Macharia himself, his frustration began during the 1982 election after paying for political advertisements supporting Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, which allegedly never aired on KBC. That incident reportedly annoyed SK so much that he decided to apply for his own broadcasting license.
Royal Media was started because of...
Do I need a broadcasting license when I'm doing YouTube? Or does the YouTube get the broadcasting license and then it extends the broadcasting license to us? Something I should look into, definitely.
Raida's father. I was paying for all the commercials in KBC for Raida's father with against Matiba. But the commercials for Gaudinga will not be shown, and it's me who has paid. After the election and Moi came back, I went to the managing director of KBC and I told him to return my money. And he said, no, we don't return money for commercials that did not air. I said, no. You have to either return him the money or you give me a license to go and set up my own radio and television so that nobody else will ever do this to me again.
He first applied for a license to operate Citizen Television in 1993, long time ago, but the government ignored him, and what followed were court battles. At one point, officials were even accused of ignoring court orders related to the licenses. He then took the Minister of Information and the Attorney General to court. The court sentenced both of them to 6 months in jail, but these people he was trying to jail were very close to Moi, the then president, and SK was called to State House to explain what he was trying to do.
And when they refused to issue the license, I went back to court to put them to jail for contempt. And in the end, they went to speak to President Moi. And Moi said after they were told they are going to jail, Moi told me, I was called to State House and I was told, why do you want to take my ministers to jail?
Hii ni watu yangu, hii ni serikali. Serikali ni mimi. Mbona unataka kupeleka serikali yangu kwenye I mean, the script is exactly the same. This is what William is doing right now, and he thinks he can get away with it. I mean, that's crazy. Being summoned to State House just because you're making enough problems. Which goes to the question of if the people that are in courts can take the person that is refusing them to be taken to what am I saying? What is my point? I have a point. Oh, my point is, wait, I have a point. It keeps getting lost. SK Macharia had enough influence and power and money and whatever, and the constitution was enough to take the ministers to court and have them jailed, but the sovereignty of the power, or the most power, belonged to the president. Therefore, the president had to intervene. Therefore, that makes the at least hatukuwa tunaishi in chaos, because kama court order inaweza peleka ministers nini jela, unless Moi mwenyewe intervene. That is insane.
I said, because they have been told to give me a license to broadcast private radio and television, and they have refused. He asked me whether I would join KANU. I was in ODM at that time, and I said yes.
He eventually got the license, and Royal Media Services was born. Citizen TV in particular was officially launched in 1999. But within months of launching, in the year 2000, the Moi government shut down Citizen Television.
After we started the station, we were closed twice. Isn't it?
Citizen TV was later relaunched properly in 2006 with improved programming and infrastructure. It came back with a completely different strategy.
2006. Political influence.
Embracing local talent and giving people what they wanted to watch. They went deep into Swahili programming, brought in Hollywood movies or Afro cinema if you remember, and aired local drama and shows like HUJASKIA High, Inspector Mwala, Machachari, Papa Shirandula, and Mother-in-Law. They also hired some of Kenya's top
talent, like
journalists like Jeff Koinange, Lulu Hassan, Rashid Abdallah, Swale Mdoe, Mashirima Kapombe, Lilian Muli, Yvonne Okwara, Victoria Rubadiri, Trevor Mbija, Wahiga Maura, and the list is long. Now, with such a team, no one could possibly compete with Citizen Television. That's why even today, people prefer watching Citizen Television news over other stations. Am I lying? And even according to the latest data from the Media Council,
they are slightly objective, slightly, just objectively enough to have the trust that it has right now. Slightly. Now sometimes unaweza feel wako na agendas when they don't agree with what you're saying, whether they don't agree with you. Hapo ndo shida inakujanga. When they don't agree with you, ndo unazadhani they are bought by serikali, wamenunuliwa, but it's a give or take.
Of Kenya's State of the Media report, Citizen TV remains the most watched TV station in the country, commanding a 56% audience share.
Unless place random, you will always find Citizen airing.
Simple terms, more than half of all TV viewers in Kenya are watching Citizen TV. Radio Citizen, on the other hand, holds a dominant 17% national audience market share, making it the single most listened to radio station in Kenya. Apart from Radio Citizen, Royal Media Services also owns other vernacular radio stations. Now, the first vernacular radio station started was in Oro. At first, some people were not sure if Kenyans could listen to a vernacular radio station. But right now, Inoro is one of the most popular radio stations in Kenya.
The first vernacular radio station we made was Inoro. And people are telling me who is going to listen to a Kikuyu radio station. Believe me or not, when Inoro was started, the MP the other day I saw from Nyoro County crossing the boundary, Gadoni Mushoba, she was the first employee of Inoro. Inoro is one of the most popular stations in this country. It can move the whole.
Who is this idiot that is any haters are gonna hate at who is going to listen to a radio station that speaks the vernacular language? The people that speak the vernacular language and hear it. I mean, it's not even that hard.
Oro mountain region.
From Inoro, Ramogi was started.
Then from Inoro, we actually went to Ramogi.
And there are more stations like Mulembe FM for Luya speakers, Changi FM for Kalenjin speakers, Musi FM for Kamba speakers, Egesa FM for Kisii speakers, Muga FM for the Meru, and Bari FM for the coast, and there's more. There's also Inoro TV, a TV station broadcasting in Kikuyu. Then there's Ramogi TV, launched in 2021, broadcasting in Dholuo. Right now in total, Royal Media Services has 13 radio stations and 3 TV stations. There's also Citizen Digital Online and the Viewsasa video streaming platform. Now, if you look at their official website right now, Royal Media Services
potential, unless once I get my share, to consider to kuwa a local ni alafu hii censorship. Sasa ubaya censorship yenye heri ni lisensiwa na the colonizer kuliko lisensiwa na American na uju our within wanaweza nifikia in less than 2 seconds. But we'll look into that though.
Has indicated that they reach over 7 million TV viewers per day, over 10 million radio listeners per day, 52 million plus social media reach per month, and 30 million plus digital platform monthly page views. That is a lot. By 2012, Royal Media Services had employed over 1,200 employees, might be even more today. Besides the company growing, SK Macharia himself became rich. In 2012, Forbes magazine, yes, listed SK Macharia among the top 10 African dollar millionaires to watch. Was even called a
bro is a dollar millionaire. Bro is a dollar millionaire. You do not know how he's a dollar billionaire. A billionaire in these. Pause. I don't know how to feel about that. What?
Africa's Ted Turner, if you have no idea what that is the person who started CNN. In 2013, the African Report named SK Macharia among the 50 most influential Africans. His net worth today is estimated at somewhere between 40 and 50 billion Kenyan shillings. But this might not be an accurate figure because no one really knows. It's mostly speculation. And beyond Royal Media Services, he has investments in multiple sectors. He owns shares in Direct Line Assurance Company, which dominated the motor insurance market for years. He has real estate interests, agriculture, the Big Five Conservancy, Harbour Capital, and Serenity Media Productions, and maybe others that we don't know. He also received honorary degrees from the University of Nairobi and Kenyatta University.
Let me check that quickly. Let me check that quickly. What is Serenity Media Production? Does that like make movies or what? Akona shares kwa huko. Interesting.
Besides his ventures and wealth, he's a family man. He has a wife. Her name is Pretty Gathoni Macharia. This is her. Together they had 6 children, 4 boys and 2 girls. Sadly, one of his sons, John Macharia, died in a tragic road accident in 2018.
And AAA Capital and Direct Line Assurance founder John Macharia died at the Karen Hospital yesterday night after his car was involved in a freak crash on the Southern Bypass. Macharia, who is a son to the Royal Media Services owner SK Macharia, is a well-known entrepreneur after introducing insurance premium finance in Kenya as a founder of AAA Capital Limited.
Now, you may like SK Macharia or not, you may like his stations or not, but one thing nobody can deny is that SK Macharia's impact on Kenyan media is impossible to ignore. Let me know how you feel about this story. Comment down below and remember to
this man can close down your shop, spread misinformation against you, and you cannot do anything about it because he owns over 50% of the influence of media in the country. Now maybe akina KTN wanaanza kuja kukutetea, but why do the KTN have anything for you? I have no idea why would they would do that. But that was a W video, W on gold. Let me show. Oh, I pre-liked it because I know it's gonna be big. Those are not some videos though. I won't even lie. Those are not some video though. Subscribe to Ngori Reports. Subscribe to me also. Those are not some vids. Ooh, there's a Dylan Page video. Let me see the Dylan Page video. Dylan is in China investigating something. What is Dylan investigating in China? The video is called Investigating China's Craziest Experiment.
I have just arrived to the city that rewrote China's future.
Shenzhen. Is it the city that has like many layers, like 39 layers?
This city wasn't supposed to be like this. 40 years ago, it was zoned off from the rest of China so they could run a dangerous experiment. But to the surprise of many, this experiment worked so well that in just 40 years, Shenzhen went from a small fishing village with a population of only 20,000 people to today one of the fastest growing cities the world has ever seen, with a population of nearly 20 million. In fact, the China you know today, the only country in history to lift 800 million people out of poverty in just 50 years, that China was only possible because of the experiment that happened right here in Shenzhen.
Man, this place feels so like another planet. There is nothing like this in the world.
So the plan was take a city, pump as much money as it needs, and let it blow up. That was the plan. I need more information. What is bro talking about?
It's got life, it's got youth. This place is beautiful, man. Probably the coolest looking drinks I've seen in my life. Bye, robot.
Oh my. So the big question is, what was that experiment and why was it so damn successful? this is where our journey begins, a train station. It might not seem glamorous, but when you go inside...
Oh my gosh, look at this place.
Now, to figure out why this city is so different to anything else on the planet...
Seems blurry. Let me see. Why am I watching in 360p? What? My thing cannot handle. 720 is fine. 720 is fine. I promise you, 720 is fine. Most of you all can't even tell the difference between 1080 and 720. Most. Not all. Most.
For the next 24 hours, we will be testing their self-driving cars, drone delivery system, infiltrating TikTok's parent company, ByteDance, and even speaking to a US citizen who chose China over America. And there's no better place to start than trying China's high-speed rail for the first time.
Okay, so we have officially missed that train. However, there's another one around 40 minutes away. So we can actually relax for a second, get a coffee, explore this huge place. There's even K Coffee. Alex, really zoom into that. That's KFC coffee. I've never seen. Maybe we go get that. They got the 11 herbs and spices in there, apparently.
The 11 herbs and spices in coffee. That is something I've never heard before. Just because my net is bad, I'm gonna drop the resolution just a bit, until I get to upgrade my gear. That is when I'm gonna.
All right, well, yeah, let's see you on the bullet train.
Fun fact, China has the most high-speed rail in the world, and not just the most, 70% of all the world's high-speed rail is in China. And not just that, China has more high-speed rail than every other country in the world combined. And that's despite starting to build over 50 years later than the likes of France, Japan, and Germany.
Damn, look at that. Oh, wow. Hello.
Hello.
First train for us. It's a whole, like, cabin.
This is pretty much like a business flight. You get your own cushion here.
That comes out. You can start sleeping. You go all the way back. In fact, you can go fully laying down like this. You get a whole snack box of all sorts of amenities in here. You get a charger, a light. You got a TV screen over here. But basically, imagine if you ever even seen a business class flight. This is basically a business class train. Wow, that's shocking. All of this, $30. So we're going to be going up to 350 kilometers per hour. That's 217 miles per hour. So for perspective, what would take a 2-hour drive to Shenzhen is taking 40 minutes on the train. And I know that this can go down to 30 minutes.
For someone that lives in Europe, the efficiency, speed, and price of this way of traveling the country was pretty shocking. I couldn't stop thinking, how did China build more rail in 18 years than the distance of Earth's equator, and still make it affordable?
That was hella quick. Just like that. That was crazy, wasn't it, bud? Man, I started falling asleep. I was loving life. Then they woke my ass up.
And if we were shocked by the trains, the transport to the hotel was even crazier.
All right, so we get off of a bullet train and we get to a DD-XL Lux. You've got ventilated seats, which my seat is being ventilated right now. All your controls here.
The way trip imepangwa, you cannot even enjoy the amenities that are being provided by the vehicles, the thing, because you don't even sit in them long enough to enjoy it. Insane. And XXL vehicle is in zile Hiachi. Okay, it's not Hiachi, the Chinese version of a Hiachi. Highs. Ikona sijui warming seats, sijui nini, alafu unapata distance yenye mna travel ni 10 minutes. Hadi mgongo yajichora kwa kiti vizuri bado.
You can even get massaging. Here you have a little table. It always comes with water. We've got room in the back. Hello, children. Hello. And for 4 people, for a 30-minute drive to the hotel,
$8. And just like that, we have arrived. Here we are at our hotel, the St. Regis. So this, I thought, was the lobby, but no. The lobby is on the 96th floor. So isn't this one of the highest hotel lobbies in the world?
Why is the lobby on top? Like,
What kind of lobby is that high up? That means all of the rooms are gonna have a really good view. Oh my gosh.
I want to see this view.
Look how much concrete is there.
Yeah, we in the jungle now.
Just think, 40 years ago, none of this existed. It was a small fishing village with a population of about 20,000 people. Now there's over 20 million people here.
To 96 and take a picture of me.
Jeez. That's horrible. I always was like, oh, it'd be so cool if they just had a hollow bit in the middle, but it's so unnerving knowing you're stood up here. And you can see all of that.
No.
Okay, let's see what the room is like.
You're not coming back.
Oh, I mean, first of all, the frickin' view is insane. Get a view of pretty much, I thought that this was the only part of the city, but you turn around and it goes even further back that way. Damn! This is fancy. This is real fancy. And the craziest part about all of this is that it wasn't even that expensive. This was like $200. I mean, it's expensive, but like, look at what you're staying in. Like this, if you stayed in this in like London,
I mean, what?
because remember, Shenzhen is like a major city. This is got more skyscrapers than New York. So if you were staying in New York at a place like this, you're paying thousands. This is like the Ritz. But we don't have time to hang around because the next location is to see one of the city's drone delivery hubs. We met up with Jackson and Charlie, who live in China and could show us the best spots of the city. What is
one of
this?
the coolest KFCs I've ever seen.
They're just trying to love KFC.
Yeah, it's one of the. I think it's the biggest like foreign-owned fast food chain.
Really? Now, as if getting your takeout delivered by a drone wasn't cool enough, we decided to test it directly against a human trying to deliver the same order. On the menu were places like KFC and McDonald's, but we chose the famous HUJASKIA. We placed our drone order on one phone, our human order on another, and let the games begin.
The oolong tea. Four of you guys want the same thing.
Yeah.
That's so boring, you British people. They are prepping it. It's gonna arrive hopefully within the next 30 minutes.
Okay, so now we've just ordered the drone, and at the same time we're gonna be ordering one on a bike to see which one gets here first. Let's see if the future is really what it's stacked up to be. Now, China doesn't mess around when it comes to drones. In fact, Chinese companies alone control 90% of the world's commercial drone market. And Shenzhen is China's drone capital. It's becoming a real-world testing ground for what China calls a low-altitude economy, with over 20,000 drone parcel deliveries per day. They even use these drones for
China in Shenzhen are living in the future while the rest of us are living in abject poverty. Sure, why not? Sure. Continue collecting leaders that
enforcement here. Update, everything is ready to be loaded onto the drone. That's the top one. And then on the human side, the driver is only now going to pick up the order. So maybe it's a lot quicker with the human to just load it on there, and it's a little bit more of a complicated process with the drone. But so far, the drone looks like it's going to be faster. But we were not expecting by how much.
Out of nowhere, the drone has won! No way!
Really?
What the hell? Man, I really wanted the humans to pull through, and now it's starting a timer to how long it's going to take a human to arrive.
Bye-bye, thank you!
You really didn't hang around.
All right, so the last 4 digits of my phone number.
So that authenticates everything, I guess?
Approximately 15 seconds. Drop down.
God, yeah, because they have to be really stable with it, because they can't just drop it and everything flies out.
Yeah, and we ordered drinks. which
Yeah.
is pretty
Let's see
risky.
if... Oh my. Now, the big question is, will the drinks be cold and will they be spilt? Let's have a look. Damn, a little Velcro tab here.
So like you keep the
Whoa. Just like that, you have our drinks. And then what's even cooler before I go into here, this is you fold it up again as it gives you instructions here, and you place it back in here for it to be used again. Look at that.
Ooh, nice.
Wow, look in there. Perfect. Unspilt. And freezing still. But despite the drone already arriving, the human was still 500 meters away from even picking up the order. All right, well, let's see. In the meantime, we can now enjoy our oolong teas from Chaji. All right, it is now 20 minutes after the drone has arrived. This is getting crazy. It's that bad now where we might have to just cancel this whole order with the human because it's taking so long. All right, so a staggering 41 minutes later, we have... Yay!
对，6020对吗？好，谢谢谢谢
谢谢。Okay, a staggering 42 minutes late. That is robot versus human, so the first point goes to the robot. Shenzhen is home to a staggering 1,700 drone companies, but there is one that rules them all. We are heading to DJI's headquarters. This one company alone holds 70% of the world's civilian drone market, and it has one of the most insane headquarters I have ever seen in my life.
There is a bridge. Why is the bridge in the middle of the air? Nah, I don't think I'm brave enough to walk on that.
DJI absolutely dominates the global drone market and makes over $11 billion annually. The only reason companies like this are allowed to exist in China was because of that one experiment all those years ago. You see, China wanted to experiment with something that went against everything communism stood for. Free markets, foreign investment, private companies. But they were terrified of what it might do to their system. So rather than roll it out across the entire country, they isolated it to one city. Shenzhen became a special economic zone, which in other words was China's controlled experiment in capitalism. If it worked here, they'd scale it. If it failed, they could contain it. But DJI isn't the only major company in this city, and so we decided to go and visit one that has changed the world forever. TikTok's parent company, ByteDance. Now, because of how sensitive and proprietary this company's data is, we have to be very careful about filming. And so while I can't show you a lot of the footage that we got, what I can say is that the work culture in China shocked me. It feels almost as if people live here and never leave work. Charlie explained about the grueling 12 to 16 hour shifts that a lot of people do here on a weekly basis.
You've got... It's not worth it to leave the house, to leave your job. Because utaenda ufike kwa nyumba, hiyo rent yenye unalipa ikusaidii. So urudi tu kwa nyumba, they have gym there, they have showers there, they have 12-14 hour work days. You can also sleep there.
People who come here and they work 9 a.m., 9 p.m., 6 days a week trying to get to that paycheck, right? And they just zone in, right? A lot of people in Shenzhen don't have personal lives, right? So where are you going to be able to find Americans with that type of work culture and work ethic?
After leaving ByteDance, there was one last thing to do before we wrapped for the first day. Have an interview with state-controlled media. Now, normally, I would immediately turn something like this down. I wasn't gonna do it, but then I thought this would be once-in-a-lifetime experience. But I'm thinking how interesting and how rare of an opportunity it would be for someone who reports the news like myself to see the questions they would have to ask me, and even more importantly, the questions they wouldn't. Now, while the interviewer is extremely nice and a very friendly human, there are some initial problems with her bosses regarding her being allowed in our footage. But after some discussions, we're able to clear it up and we can film her as well.
Even the food in Shenzhen is in the future.
Yeah, AI is taking everybody's job. Nobody's safe. Nobody's safe. 1,422.
Oh, it's like coconut milk. Now that we're finished eating, we go outside and film this interview with a beautiful background of Shenzhen. And it goes exactly as expected. All the questions are very positive and they get me talking about how good Shenzhen is. Anything negative or touchy is completely avoided. So it remains a very positive and easy interview. And this is something that I would not normally get in the West at all. And I guess there's a good and a bad side to that.
I'm so happy to speak with you.
Of course. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now it's gonna be labeled a Chinese communist.
Thank you very much. Actually, all of these hotels that we've been to, they have these robots that literally come in the lift with you. You suddenly know like what floor to get off on. You go all over the place. It's crazy. I think it just does deliveries of like food and drinks and like if you order like Uber Eats, for example. There you go, off he goes. See you later. You crazy little thing. Get out of here. Shoo. Okay, we are back at the hotel. We just finished up with the CCP, and I can literally say that, literally. It was very interesting, and like I knew that we had to get our own footage, just in case, because I didn't know what to expect. It was hard on my side for it to be like because I'm primed for like what's engaging, right? And that felt very much like there was never going to be any engagement because it was just like working off of a very tight script. And so it reminded me how lucky it is that I get to do what I do, and I am not that, you know? I think that there's always going to be a debate, okay, well, what's the pros and cons of living in China? For me and my work, it does not exist here. So it reminds me how lucky I am, how free I am to do what I do in other countries. These are the little moments that remind me, despite China doing incredible things, it does come with a cost. The lack of freedom and expression seems to be one of the major things.
I'm glad COVID is over because that was some shit. China's surveillance system is so vastly deployed where it's like they have the ability to bar you from entering public spaces, right? So they're doing really precise daily tracking of like, when's the last time you did a test? Who are the people you've interacted with recently? All of these things they could track. Like if in your neighborhood they confirmed that there was like one suspected case, they locked the whole neighborhood for 2 weeks. What? So it was a different world, man.
The next day arrives and we wake up to this beautiful morning view of the city. So naturally, as everyone begins their workday, we need to see how they get there. Okay, it is day 2 here in Shenzhen and we're at a railway station. You think, that's not very cool. Actually, this is the largest underground metro station in China, perhaps the entire world. And this thing is hyped. So let's see if it lives up to that hype. This is Gangsha North Station. And if you're from the West, you'll notice it doesn't look anything like the subways you're probably used to. That's because most Western metro systems were built between 50 and 120 years ago, so they kind of feel like it. Whereas many in China were built recently, so again, it kind of feels like it. I don't even know what this whole thing is. They've got a freaking climbing wall. They've got a freaking Xiaomi.
Take their train stations really serious around here, huh?
For real. Now, because this entire system runs on QR codes and mobile payments, we actually can't figure out how to pay. We end up pestering the station's employees so much that one of them just pays for us. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, well, that was amazing. She just literally paid for our ticket to get rid of us. Now, we are at the largest underground metro station in the world. And if you come over here, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. Those are the trains underneath those capsules.
Damn, so no pollution. You don't get any of that train brake dust and like smoke coming through. All sealed inside.
Quiet as well.
Yeah, no noise.
Because it's all covers. And look at that. Oh my lord, that's busy. Very busy. In fact, this station can accommodate up to 350,000 passengers daily. But it doesn't stop there, because next we are heading to BYD and seeing what China's electric cars have done for the city, but also the country. So let's head to BYD and see their Yang Wang. Yes, Yang Wang is the name of their supercar. All right, Jackson, where are we today, brother?
We are at BYD HQ. This is the headquarters of the largest EV company in the world.
Yeah, and yeah, they don't have too much security, do they? He did not get that joke.
Honestly, it looks like any other factory, but they make the most EVs and they also make the fastest car in the world.
Now, when people
for a fact, Omulembe Nation or whatever fact space is there, Kamau, Joroge, angekuwa amevalishwa soja hapo hivyo, angekuja aseme you cannot record here. Usipiga hapa picha. The colonizers gotten into your mind. Get off that colonizer mindset, bana. Usipiga hapa picha. Bro, tafuta kazi bwana.
Speak about Chinese innovation, electric vehicles are the #1 topic.
Whoa, you gotta record this.
It's starting to like not even really feel like a car. It just feels like, you know, when you're on like a amusement ride or something.
Like the area we're in, Shenzhen and this entire province, Guangdong province, has the same GDP as South Korea, 91 million people. And all they do here is manufacture electronics products. If I want to find a display, a capacitor, a special IC, a microphone, a speaker, a camera, I can drive 1 hour in any direction to find a factory that can manufacture that. So when we talk about the density of supply chain that it's been here, that's been built up here over 20, 30 years, like there is nothing like this in the world.
Because not only does China now produce over 60% of the world's EVs, but their biggest company, BYD, sold over 4.2 million electric vehicles last year, outpacing Tesla for the first time ever.
Yeah, so this is BYD's, what they call a sky shuttle, which is pretty cool. They don't only just make cars, they also make trains.
But talking about cars, we needed to try some that drive themselves.
Oh, what the hell? Stop. Let's see if it'll stop. Yeah, it is. It's slowing down for her. Oh, it even changed lanes. Good. Well done, Clanker. I have not seen this clanker indicate once. That's a felony. Oh, we made it! Without crashing, Charlie! I'm disappointed.
Now, as we pack up and say our goodbyes, my final reflections on this city are a lot like how China approaches manufacturing. The experiment that made this city so successful wasn't originally theirs. They simply took the parts of Western capitalism that drive innovation and competition and then grafted them onto a communist system that could build infrastructure at a speed no democracy has been able to do so far. But I also leave with the acknowledgement that that doesn't come without a price. Reporting freely on news is not a job I will be able to do in this system. And for that reason, China is a place where I enjoy visiting, but I could never stay. I think in the West, we've spent a long time assuming we had nothing to learn from China, but I'm not sure that's still the case. The best ideas don't belong to any one country, and the sooner we're willing to learn from each other, regardless of who we are or how we're governed, extraordinary things can happen.
Itabidi mtu anza kufikiria kama atahamii Kenya. What the hell? I mean, would I really enjoy living there? Give or take. Do I really enjoy living in this country? Give or take. Depends on what you prioritize as a person, what you are able to access, and how much money you're willing to make or break. Kama unaweza enda visit, I would say go visit it. If I'm able to live in China though, nah. I've enough of dictators in my life already. Those are WV though, I won't even lie. Those are not some bid. Yo, Dylan is doing crazy adventures. I tracked down the stranger that stole my identity. What was that about? The video the same I tracked down the person that stole my identity. When did this happen? When? I tracked down the stranger that stole my identity. From that Chinese one we saw. When?
Okay, guys, inside that house right behind me is a man who not only cloned me, but my entire family. However, instead of sending him a lawsuit like many suggested I do, I have flown to the other side of the world, and I'm gonna go and confront him myself. There is his front doorstep, never met before. Let's go. So, you probably need a bit of context. We're at a place where the whole world is currently talking about the scary effects of AI, but very few people have had a stranger clone them using it yet. Last year, a random person on the internet used AI to clone my voice and likeness and then turned me into a baby presenting the news. And you'll never guess what they called themselves. Did I mean to cause a TikTok meltdown? No. Do I enjoy watching a burn? Yes.
Right now you have pages like NewsBaby, who is generating millions and millions of views by just re-uploading Dylan Page's videos and turning him into a baby.
News Daddy, you built this empire, but the News Baby army is here to take it back. You know, at the start, it was kind of funny until it got out of hand. One of the worst parts is that I'm seeing comments on my own videos saying, oh, I'll just wait till News Baby talks about this. I'll hear it from him.
Does the News Daddy follow you back? No. No, he doesn't.
So, pack a bib. It's about to get messy. News Baby out. This account not only started getting millions of views and hundreds of thousands of followers, but because it was so successful, it inspired other people to start their own accounts cloning me too.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan Grandpa.
And tell him his mama wants a duet before I start posting his baby pics.
Holy Rockstar has just
I mean, people even started making entire YouTube tutorials on how to do it. I had enough. I needed to do something. And confronting them in person felt like the right option because this is gonna happen to everyone in the future. We are cooked. And we need to understand why and how this is being done if we want to stand a fighting chance. Problem is, it's kind of creepy. Okay guys, it is about midnight, but I just can't sleep. I don't know anything about this guy who has cloned me, who we're then going to turn up at his house tomorrow in a foreign country. So I've decided to do a little bit of late night sleuthing, and I have found one strange thing. So get this, he's cloning me right on TikTok, which feels like a little bit of a hustle job, right? But get this, he seems really rich. If he's got all of this money, one, how? And two, why is he cloning me? Is it like some sick fantasy? Am I not his first? Is he doing some like AI cloning on the dark web? I don't know what I'm turning up to tomorrow. I don't know if I'm making a mistake on this. All right, I better get some sleep. That's not put my mind at ease. See you guys in the morning. So I set my alarm and let the adventure begin.
He drove there. This is genuinely wild. I would never do this.
Once I arrived in Portugal, I booked an Uber and decided to give my brother a call to let him know I was alive and safe so far. Hey bud, I'm gonna drop location to you, like everywhere I go. I didn't realize how far out it was from like the city.
You did this on a whim.
And
you're gonna get murdered in a Portugal forest.
I did some dark web sleuthing about him last night. There was some glaring problems, but too late now. We're in it.
I was hoping you'd give me some better news than this.
Yeah.
This just made me more worried about the situation.
About 2.5 hours of driving later, the roads began to change. All right, guys, I think we're getting close. We're going up clearly into the mountains, as you can see around us. Me and Hamid are getting pretty scared because we don't know where we're going. The roads are getting small. Hamid, are you scared?
Yeah.
You see? Getting nervous for this one. I don't usually get nervous for a shoot like this, but it's just so unknown of what we're doing. Is that the one? Yeah, that's the one. Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, so you can pull up where that Mercedes van is. Crazy. Camille, we made it! Now let's see if we survive. As Camille was dropping us off, he told us that we were so far out, there was no getting an Uber back. All right, so we're saying goodbye to our Uber. So the only way that we could get back to the airport from here is if Newsbaby drives us. Let's hope this doesn't go bad because It's a pretty quiet area. There is his front doorstep. Never met before. Let's go. Oh God, he's got a camera. As we arrive to the front gate and press the bell.
Wait, before the one, the drama of showing up at somebody's door without even announcing yourself. That's huyu jamani, kama nichukue Uber kutoka hapa niende Kisumu, si ndio? Nikienda Kisumu no, tuseme LD, si ndio? Niseme baka LD. LD hakuna mahali napata Uber ya kurudi. So Mr. Uber guy hata kama amelipwa kama ni 4K yake safi ya kutoka hapa Nairobi mpaka kwenda LD, anafai angoje akina deal na wamrudishe. Kwa sababu your trip back atalipiwa. So he's making it both ways because technically that's how the Uber is supposed to work. No? Am I tripping? Who knows? Let's see how this ends up going. We're only 5 minutes in.
Well, we hear a click and the door opened. Who doesn't answer the door? Oh my God. Now what made this kind of unnerving is that he didn't even come out to greet us. He just kind of left us in suspense. And why isn't he coming out? And as I walked to his front door, my mind was racing. I mean, what do you even say to someone who has cloned you? And how does he have such a damn nice house? It also turns out confronting someone was way harder than I thought.
Oh my God. My name's Johan Overmeer, and I'm News Baby. I'm 25, and I'm from the UK, half English, half Dutch, but I live in Portugal.
How come you live here?
That's why.
Shoes on, shoes off? You sure? Way to start your dominance, buddy. So, what do you consider yourself to be now?
My job was a 3D designer, and now an AI creator, if that's even a job. I'll quickly show you around.
Man, this house is crazy.
I've made a bit of money from News Baby, some collabs, some AI work outside of that.
Whoa. I'm not gonna move on from that. When you want to shake with you smart EV. Goja. Play. I'm assuming these ones zinazanyeshewa no problem. What about this ones that's gonna cushion? There's gonna cushion mtu anazanyeshewa tu randomly. The seats. Like kama you open plan. Copy open plan, copy. I think I'm assuming it's this. No, it's this one. There's a couch on the outside. How do you sit on a couch when what happens when it rains? I need deeper explanation of what happens when it rains.
I've made a bit of money.
You think I would be here?
No.
You said he was an AI.
News Baby, some collabs, some AI work outside of that.
Did you ever think I would be here?
No, honestly, no.
What a wild journey.
I had no idea. Lowkey, be nice.
Oh my God, a dog. Hey, dog. Dylan, what the fuck? Lock in. Why do you do this? And how are you living out here in this beautiful house?
I had to do something to pivot out of the 3D space, or you get left behind. So it's like figuring out a way to monetize this new era of AI creation.
Yo, how you doing, brother?
Nice to meet you.
Fantastic. Another hug.
Nice. It's like the game. You don't want to drink or anything now? Or?
No.
A glass of water or anything would be good, yeah.
Shit.
Do you like sparkling water?
I hate it.
Sparkling water?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I hate myself. In here is what, your fun room?
Yeah, fun room, yeah. TV, watch Netflix and stuff.
Pool, I'm guessing you're a absolute pro at it now?
Well, we'll have to find out.
At this point, I could see what was happening. News Baby was trying to butter me up with cheap tricks like cute dogs, sparkling water, and a good view. Well, I have news for him, because he was not going to... Damn it. He has a boat.
Oh no.
I deserve that.
Yeah. That shit is hectic. That was fun.
Whew. So why me versus other people?
So at the start it was, okay, how can we do something that's always fresh content? And that was obviously you post every single day. People are instantly going to recognize Dylan Page. And it's kind of funny because I think probably still 30% of people think it is you behind the account. I still get comments saying, yeah, this is Dylan on an old account.
Thank you very much, driver. That last one, so much water went up my nose.
Yo, the doggo has a shark fin. Okay, I need more drama.
Well, there you go. This is like some James Bond villain vibe. Kind of blew my expectations out of the, excuse the pun, water.
Yeah, at this point, my head was scrambled. I was supposed to be confronting this stranger that had cloned me, but instead, within an hour of me arriving at his house, I'm getting dragged around a river, drinking sparkling water, and playing fetch with his dog. And things didn't get better when I found out he had a sauna and a jacuzzi.
I mean, I'm staying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is some real heavy-hitting journalism you're witnessing here, folks. Or was this all part of a master news daddy plan to get him to open up to me over dinner?
It's funny because when it first started and I first started seeing it blow up, I was really worried on how you were going to take it, like at first, honestly, because because it was like, one, you don't know who I am. I have your voice. I pretty much have your face, and I'm just directly. At first, it was I'm just stealing your videos. I'm stealing your content that you've worked hard for. So then also, if I was profiting off that at the time, I'd see why you'd be upset. Yeah.
So what if in that moment, if I was like, all right, I want you to take it down?
I think I would have stopped.
Really?
Yeah. Because I almost stopped when you did the video when you said you didn't like it. I was close to stopping. And then I kind of was like, nah, I'm not leaving.
You know, but you didn't stop.
Yeah, I didn't stop.
And what about if I asked you to stop now?
We'll have to fight. I don't know.
So you wouldn't stop?
I don't know. I wouldn't stop. I think. Damn, that's a tough question.
Ha! Told you guys. All part of the plan.
If you genuinely were like, yeah, I don't want you to do it anymore, then yeah. If I wanted to, honestly, I could fully clone you.
Okay.
I could put you anywhere you want.
Is that a threat?
That's a threat. That is a threat. No, but what I'm saying is like I could actually clone you. I could clone anyone really.
And you don't? Why?
Because I think that's weird.
Yeah,
I think that
it's too
part
far.
is weird. Yeah.
So you could essentially clone me.
I want to try. I'm gonna try.
Might have some legal issues there, buddy. Do you feel like News Baby needs News Daddy to survive or no?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, News Baby wouldn't be a thing without you to start with, because I would have no voice to clone. No, it wouldn't have been a thing without you, obviously, because it's based on you.
So I better keep going. So
better keep going, because you're kind of
I'm paying the rent in here.
Yeah, you're the one paying the rent.
That's hilarious. I would love to.
I didn't really know what to make of the first evening meeting News Baby. I mean, on the one hand, he was living in a nicer house than me, and he did threaten to clone me again. I also couldn't rule out if he was a serial killer yet, so going to bed that night, I made sure to lock and jam the door, you know, just in case. But the next morning, after I had a bit of time to sleep on it and waking up alive helped, I thought maybe I was looking at this all wrong. Maybe it's less about me and someone trying to destroy my life, and more about simply another human being with his own story, his own dreams, and difficulties to overcome.
I went from video to 3D, and then the reason I went into AI is because pretty much AI took my job.
Really?
Yeah. It made what I do completely useless. Like all the years of learning 3D design softwares, but I kind of had to pivot or be lost.
So what do your parents think about News Baby? Are they sick of hearing my voice?
No, they absolutely love it. My mom is like the biggest fan of News Baby. She's also been helping a little bit with like, you know, get on this, and my dad will send me like, Elon Musk just did this, and you know, like get this video out. Dylan's posted this, you need to react, you know.
And this is your parents' house?
This is my parents' house. Yeah.
That makes most
Nice.
This is my parents' house.
Vacationing?
I live at home.
No, Stop it, Dylan. Don't you dare let a sob story about his kind mother fool you. This man is out for blood. Remember what he said about the lake.
And that's a big lake.
Good kilometers?
Putting bodies in that? No.
Yeah, it's perfect. That's my plan for you. Anyway, get rid of the original.
And look at the hat. Is that merch? You haven't even sold merch yet. You really gonna let that slide? No. I think the only thing at this point that's gonna wake your ass up is if you see the dirty deeds done in front of your very own eyes.
Aha. Okay. So I call my studio areas like the News Daddy Empire. What is this?
This is the News Baby Empire.
Yeah, let that sink in for a second. There can only be one empire. So over the next couple of hours, I asked Johan to show me the step-by-step process of how one of these News Baby AI videos is made. And it genuinely shocked me. He would start by simply typing into Google News Today. Once he found one that he liked, he would chuck it into ChatGPT and then ask it to replicate my style for a script.
Dylan Page style, it knows you. Dylan style.
So you'll literally say Dylan style in there?
Dylan style, yeah. I did teach him a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did teach him a lot.
Thank you for that. Now they have all of that information.
Given us a longer script, and you see, it's quite funny. So it's used words that you would use. It's like wild. And I don't really know exactly how it knows what you've got. I did give it a lot of your scripts, like at the beginning.
And at this point, I started realizing this is something very hard to protect against, because even if I stopped individuals like News Baby from cloning my style, there are now all of these billion-dollar AI companies which have harvested all of this data anyway for anyone to use.
But anyway, that's like, I mean, you can't really protect the way you say words.
Yeah.
You know, that.
But that wasn't the only thing that started concerning me.
And so when it comes to things like the sources, the fact checking, the credit, is that something that you look into?
Yeah. So once it generates a script, the last thing I do is go like, okay, have you made anything up here? And how far
you have to ask it?
Yeah, because it does. It really does.
So he started to check the AI's sources.
So it's pulled up this,
Washington Post,
which is from, apparently I have to pay for it.
And how interesting is that? So it's able to get the information, but it's behind a paywall.
Yeah.
So it's able to get the information
bypassed
behind the paywall, but if you want to look at it, you can't.
I mean, that's a double concern. Not only are you not able to check your sources, but ChatGPT seemingly is bypassing paywalls, which fund real and necessary journalism. And we hadn't even scratched the surface yet.
How much do you spend on AI generation tools?
Maybe $500-600 a month on credits, but that's just to cover your subscription. If you run out, you're spending another $200-300 on credits.
You're spending hundreds and hundreds a month just to create the videos.
Yeah. Next step is recording.
Oh, we're getting the mic.
Real video. Oh, bro, I'm not even halfway done. Okay. If you want to have real videos and like real impact, you have to pay for AI. Damn, the subscription model is never going away now, is it?
Involved.
I actually named your voice me because if I named it something else, it can flag it. So let's just hear what you sound like.
Imagination is the key that unlocks endless adventures.
That's meant to be you.
Yeah, I started to feel a little better in this moment because that ain't fooling nobody. But unfortunately, that wasn't the whole process yet. He would actually have to read out the script himself, trying his best to match my tonality, and then run his voice through an AI that would add that second layer of reinforcement.
Okay, I'm channeling Dylan Page, right? Okay, I'm on the spot here. Imagine if your dog could live forever. I'm serious. The FDA has officially backed the first ever anti-aging pill for dogs, and it's now closer than ever to approval.
I'm not gonna lie, this was a strange one to watch. Someone imitating your voice in front of you, not as a joke, but as preparations to clone it.
I know what my answer is, but what's yours? And then I'd always end with, News Baby, out.
Now, he didn't seem to be too happy with his own voice, and he did try and ask me for mine.
My Dylan Page accent was a little bit off. What would be interesting to do is for you to read the script and then we put the AI generating
over me.
Over you and see if
so
it sounds
if I do
good.
that, does that mean you have my voice forever?
No.
Why
because
not?
this is recording on, it's like a one thing recording.
Yeah.
So I mean, I could download it if I want to.
A temptation I do not believe you'd be able to resist, sir. What is your line between flattery and theft?
I think if you copy the entire thing, that's theft. But if you take it as a creative base, change this, make this bit funny, play on it, then I think it's flattery. Or do you want to try read the script first before we
Maybe
move on?
I'll do it after, yeah. You know,
Okay,
you've got
after.
me all,
Yeah.
you know.
Ah, the classic maybe later. Good one, Dylan.
But that's like the easy part, the voice, because now you've got, for one bit of news, you've got video as well.
But this next part is where the real time goes into creating these videos. For starters, he'll choose something I'll be wearing. This time I'm right in front of him, so he'll just be taking a picture of me. He pops it into an AI chat box, and 2 minutes later...
Oh my lord, that is like exactly what I'm wearing. Even the text now is the same. Shocking.
Just turn around for the password. You know what would be ironic is if I just start cloning him. Just get all this footage. Then, through a series of really long-winded, complicated processes, which I don't even know how much I'd like to go into detail publicly for my own sake, I started realizing cloning someone is not a fun, pick it up in a day type hobby.
So this is taking the image to the video.
We need the top half images, videos, all that kind of stuff.
Oh, you have, oh my gosh, you still got to do all of that.
Yep.
I would arguably say it is harder than just doing it, like recording it, scripting it yourself, not having to deal with anything like generating faces and...
I have tried the AI cloning thing, like making a character that doesn't exist to do it's tiring, it's hectic, it's all over the place. That's why it's all over the place. But that is as of right now. Eventually, there's in like 1-2 years max, there's gonna be a tool that does everything for you automatically. Recently, TikTok imeanza ku auto-generate ama auto-extend your videos with their new AI features. Who asked for that? I have no idea, but they're gonna do it, and it's gonna get good, and we're gonna steal my job. Nobody's safe.
Audio. It's pretty wild. Do you think that adding human creativity behind the AI tools makes the content a better thing for the internet?
A better thing, yes. There's going to be a lot of jobs lost in the creative space, but that's only if you don't adapt to what's happening. I was able to adapt and move into this space from already being a filmmaker, 3D artist, photographer, all this stuff. Now I see it pointless to go out on a photo shoot. I would rather do it with AI. You just got to have creativity behind you.
And at long last, we got to see the final product of that creativity.
The FDA has officially backed the first ever anti-aging pill for dogs, and it's now closer than ever to approval.
So we would then get all the best images, fill it up, cuts, like push-ins, push-outs, zoom outs, zoom ins. And then always, every single video.
Newsbaby out.
Do you realize that you are probably of a handful of people in the entire world to have done what you're doing?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
I think it's pretty cool. I think I was worried at first with how you would take it, so I felt a bit bad, especially when you did that video saying you're getting blocked if you tag Newsbaby, and I was flooding your feed, you couldn't do your job, and I was like, fuck, maybe this isn't good. You know, my last bit of hope was that Wolf of Wall Street video. So I wanted to prove to you almost with that video that there was a creative mind behind what was happening, and it wasn't just, you know, a random guy trying to steal your like identity or anything like that. I wanted to like really show you what I could do, get your attention as well, and it did, it worked.
All right, big question is, have you been able to make any money from any of this?
Yes, we can pull it up. I have made this month 60 cents.
Shit. In past year, not even 1,000.
Disqualified.
And what was the idea for Newsbaby? Was it to make money?
At first, it was just, let me see how how far I can push it. Let me see if I can get to 10,000 followers and get on the creator rewards program and just make a bit of money. And then when I realized, okay, I'm not making any money, but the community is so cool, and like, and you know, you got in contact and it's all this kind of like news baby lore or whatever it is, like I just kept running with it.
And that's why you're going into what you're wearing on your head. The hats.
Now, this part was potentially one of the hardest parts for me to try and remain objective, because now that Newsbaby wasn't really making the money he was expecting with videos, he decided to start making merch. But there's a problem with that.
I've never launched merch before.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel that you've launched merch under the News Daddy or News Baby umbrella before me?
I feel like, yeah, I don't want to take that away from you, but I feel like News Baby now isn't News Daddy. You could say under the umbrella because News Baby himself looks like, you know, your style stuff, but that's why I'm trying to, the brand is going to move completely away from the news, what you're doing. It's just the name is News Baby, and I think it's a cool name. It looks cool. We're not going to profit. We just want to be able to give something to the people and be like, look, this is what News Baby's built. This is what you can build as well. It's more
but
like,
this is inevitably to one-day profit.
Yeah, I want it to be a huge brand, you know, on par with like Scuffer's Nude Project, that kind of style.
So if your business hypothetically one day is worth 100 million, would I get royalties off of this?
I think News Baby, the name News Baby, technically wouldn't be tied to Dylan Page.
Okay.
But I understand the connection.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm going completely the other direction with.
So it's a no to royalties.
No royalties. No royalties unless you
work for it. Okay.
Like I work for it.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, did I not already work for it? News Baby is here today because of the years spent building News Daddy.
At first, it was, I'm just stealing your videos. I'm stealing your content that you've worked hard for.
And it started to become clear that if this did turn into anything much bigger, the appreciation would probably end at a thank you.
Damn, so this is what one day will be $100 million business.
Yes, this is the
Again,
start. Yeah.
No royalties.
Yeah, no
Just need to
royalties.
keep
We
my
can talk
excitement
about
down.
that. We can talk about it. Talk about it.
And I started to feel even more conflicted when he showed me his first product, and it was actually really good. I mean, there is clearly real design and thought behind this product. The quality seemed good, and so did the presentation. But regardless, ultimately, the thing that would actually make this cap sell is the big white text on the front. And how much affiliation his community think I have to that name is still questionable.
I think probably still 30% of people think it is you behind the account. I still get comments. Saying, yeah, this is Dylan on an alt account.
So what's the consensus? What did we agree on? What did we get to? What? What is the point of
It was a
making
really
video?
conflicting way to wrap up the time spent with my clone. I was mentally prepared to see all of the AI, but seeing that there was so much ambition to take News Baby into the real world and build something big off of it is something I wasn't expecting. And at the same time, the person doing it seemed to be like a nice guy that claims he would stop if I genuinely asked him to.
So what is the future for News Baby? Are you hopeful, excited?
I'm excited. I mean, I just want to say, like, it's pretty crazy that I made an AI baby of Dylan Page and he's just shown up at my house. And now, you know, like, it's just crazy what the world is, you know. I just want to thank Dylan for everything, really, because you could have been really, like, you could have just shut it down straight away. And I think you being open and fun and just a cool guy really made it possible to where it is now. I think it's awesome.
Amen. Well, I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much for doing this.
Appreciate it.
I left the airport with a feeling of prepared acceptance, accepting that AI is about to change the world in ways no one can predict. And I saw firsthand that fighting it is like chopping off the head of a hydra. 2 more will reappear. But after spending this time with Johan, I'm also now getting prepared. Because while my News Baby clone is certainly not getting the edge of me today, the appetite for AI is only
growing.
People message me like, bro, you haven't posted in a while. Like, I need to know the news. You're my news source. Come on, like.
Right now, somebody out there has an AI baby as their news source, and we are only just getting started.
The objective of the story is enjoy and embrace AI. That is what I had. That's generally what I had. That was great. That was planned and scripted. I was thinking like he was the crux of the story is like, I'm going to crop out my man. They look like they're genuine friends that they talked. Might need new headphones. What the hell is this? I wonder what the hell is going on. I know that's crazy. That was insane. Believe it. 10 minutes. Damn. That was 2 hours. Damn. I mean, that is enough for today, I think. Let me get into scripting. Let me creating a couple of beats. I don't know. Think about AI and how I'm gonna use it myself. You know, among other things. Anyway, chat. I'm out. I have a lot of scenes. This one's good. Joe! Where's that end scene? Oh, it's this one.
Alright guys, Travis is streaming on Twitch and on YouTube pia, na anafanyanga reactions za anime na za random videos, and he makes like really cool stuff. You should go check it out. Yeah.